Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for those who's going to play or replay this scope later on. Thank you for coming in. I'm just gonna go ahead and start real quick because I know you're all busy. You have business to run, you have family to take care of, so I'm gonna try to make it short and quick. Now, if you missed the scope from yesterday, okay, make sure you go back to my profile, look for broadcast, then click on the yesterday's scope and just kind of follow through and check out the 6 tips. We talked about the basic user experience, okay, when it comes to the web. So today what I'm going to talk about, some of the 8 strategies that I can actually help you to make your website more convertible, in a sense that when somebody comes to your website, they can convert and become your client. Thank you for the hearts, appreciate it. So the first one I want to mention is, you need to have, let me look at my notes real quick, you need to figure out and determine what kind of call to action do you need on your website. What I mean by call to action, like call this number, get into the list, or subscribe. So that's the first thing. When somebody comes to your website, you don't want the visitor to figure out what they need to do. Have some type of clear call to action, okay? And that is, as I mentioned, yes, determine call to action. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you so much. Yes, determine what's the call to action. Like, call us today, call this number, subscribe, get into the list, or whatever the case may be. But you have to make a decision. What do you want them to do? That's the first thing. Excuse me. The second one, come up with some type of lead capture. When I say lead capture, this is something where somebody hits your website and you want to grab them. What I mean by that, not grab them physically, that's kind of weird, but you need to collect their information, get their email address, get their name, for the purpose of using them through some type of email marketing, so you can follow up with them if you do like a weekly blog or some type of content. So you have to capture them. I mean, think about this. If you have a store, if you have an ice cream store outside and you have the neon sign that says open, and you have 10,000 cars just passes by every day, right? If you turn that sign off and people can see it, but nobody can get in, okay? So imagine if you are getting 100, let's say 50 to 100 hits a day on your website. Do you not want to capture them? And how would you do that if you're not going to offer them something interesting, something enticing in return for some type of, lead? Like, give me your name and email, I'll give you an audio, I'll give a video course, I'll give you some type of like a cheat sheet, steps, ebook, whatever the case may be. And whatever you give them, please make sure that it's something awesome. What I mean by that, when they put the name and email address and get this copy of statistics, analysis, or ebook, or whatever the case may be, it's going to be awesome. Okay, so that's number 2. Have some type of lead capture. Now, number 3, make sure that your website works on most of the browsers out there. What I mean by that, if somebody built it for you, make sure it doesn't just work on Firefox. You need to make sure that it works on Chrome. It works on yes, you can build it, or you can use WordPress platform, because most of them comes outside the box to work on any browsers. Just make sure that your browsers are applicable everywhere. I know Internet Explorer kind of sucks, but there's still some people uses it. So make sure that it works very fine, even on the Internet Explorer, Opera, Firefox, and Safari. Okay, yeah, I love WordPress as well. So make sure they all work on all those browsers, because this is part of the user experience. That's number 3. Number 4, you have to make sure that your website is responsive-based design. Thank you, Melissa. Call to action, yes, capture the audience. Number 2, and make sure your website works on all the browsers. And number 4, make sure it's a responsive-based design. Now, does anybody know what do I mean by responsive-based design? Can anybody comment? Okay. So, responsive-based design, basically your website works on all the mobile platforms, like iPhone, Android, or tablet. So the design itself, thanks for the heart, I appreciate it. So the website itself, fixate on the mobile device. You don't want your website to be like the old tradition. Yeah, there you go, Jeremy, thank you. Adjust to the devices. If somebody finds your website on their iPhone, Android, or iPad, and it looks like a traditional website that they have to use their fingers to kind of shrink the size or enlarge it, you know what happens there now? That's called bad user experience. And not just that, you are giving that person some sort of a concussion in their fingers, like right? You don't want that. You need to make sure that everything is easy for them to navigate, swiping up and down, and that's how most of the experience work in mobile devices. So you need to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. And as you know, I believe in 2000 of this year, in April, Google made an announcement, and I think 21st or 22nd, that every website has to be mobile friendly. So if somebody's searching for your website to the search on the mobile device, there's a chance that it might not show up if it's not mobile friendly. And I'm going to share with you some of the tools that you can use to find out whether your website is mobile friendly or not. So I'm going to talk about that later after we're done with the tips, okay? All right, so that was number 4. Number 5, make sure you have some type of social media icons, whether in terms of following, like you put something on the corner that says connect with us in the social media, or when you blog, make sure those social media icons, it's on the bottom of the blog post, because I see sometimes some website, somebody write content, but I don't see any type of comment box or social media sharing, because you need to make sure that the user enjoy your content and at the same time they share it on the social networking site. So make sure that you have some type of social sharing, whether it's on yeah, just get Yusufied, right? So make sure that people can share this content. Yes, excellent question. Well, there's so many. I mean, right now I'm using Shareaholic. If you're using WordPress website, use Shareaholic. There's another one called Add This. Yeah, don't place it on the top of the header. Make sure that's at the bottom of the blog post, because that way people are going to read it. When they're done reading, if they like it, then they're going to share. But if you put it on the top or on the side, that's kind of too distracting. And at the same time, it seems like you're desperate. Don't be a desperate. Okay, so that was number 5. Now, number 6, and this is optional. Remember when I talked about yesterday the factors of better user experience, that you make sure that the pages are easy for your visitor to find, the phone numbers on the top. When somebody go to the contact page, all the information are there in terms of the map, the address, the phone number. There's another tip that I learned from my business associate and friend, Jared Gucci, the owner of WPFixit.com. Okay, you guys get a chance to check it out. WP stands for WordPress, fixit.com. So basically what he said, that to keep the communication easier for a visitor, why not put some type of chat box? So in WordPress, you can add, a chat pops up, somebody visits it. That way it'd be easier for that visitor to communicate with you. They will ask you anywhere from simple question to complicated one, and you can set up this chat box and connect it to your phone or cell phone, and you can also turn it off whenever you like. So that's another awesome tip that I learned from him. So if you want to add some type of chat box, that will make your the visitor's user experience much better. And I'm going to share with you what he uses for that. Okay, so that was number, let's see, 6. Now, number 7. Yes, I have one. I'll share that with you. There's so many, but I'm going to share with you what Jared is already using it on the WPFixit.com. Number 7, speed. You have to make sure that your website is fast, and this is not just for the better user experience, but also for the search engine. And for that, I'm going to share with you a couple of tools that you can use and check it out at the speed of your website, and those tools will tell you how you can fix it and tweak it and whatnot. Last but not least, it's called test and monitoring. Even if you apply all the cool cosmetic, Google Analytics, I'll talk about that definitely, because I was just about to go on that one. Thank you. That's an excellent question. Even if you apply all the cosmetic, all the strategies about the usability, ease of use, and everything is there, call to action is there, all the content are there, you wouldn't know exactly what's going on until you have Google Analytics and the Webmaster tool installed or configured. Because the Google Analytics will tell you exactly the behaviors of your visitors. It will tell you where they're coming from, how many minutes they're spending on the website, on which page they're spending the most of the time, on which page they don't. Are they using their mobile device? If they do, which mobile device? Are they checking from their desktop? Which areas? Are they coming from a social media website? What kind of traffic I'm getting from? Is it organic? Is it refer? Is it paid? That's why you need to know and understand the behaviors of your visitors. Based on that, yes, they call it right now Google Search Console. I don't know why they keep changing that. I guess they're on crack. Okay, so you have to understand the behavior, because based on those behavior, now you can go back and change it. For some reason, if nobody's clicking on your buy now button because it's blue, maybe you change it to yellow and see what happens. Does that make sense? So you need to make sure that you have the Google Analytics installed. Yeah, that was number 8. And also make sure you configure Google Webmaster Tool, aka Google Search Console. Okay, those two are very important. The first one gives you an idea of the behaviors of your visitors. Webmaster Tool, or aka Google Search Console, that will basically tell you if your website has some sort of duplication. It is good for on-site SEO. It is good for when you get attacked by a malware or hacking. Google will let you know. If you are using some type of black hat SEO, they will let you know too. And here's another cool part. Anytime, yeah, both are free actually. Google Analytics and the Webmaster Tool are free. And the cool thing about this, if you let's say you wrote something incorrect in one of your pages, and there was some spelling mistake. So in the search, it shows the grammatical errors and whatnot. So when you go to the website and make the changes, that can happen quickly. But in the search, it will take probably a month for it to show the new one. So how can I solve this? Because the Google bot's not going to come back right away. It might take a couple of weeks to a month or so. In the Webmaster Tool, there's a feature called Fetch as Google. You can just submit that, and now it's going to re-update within a week or so. So when you go back to your, let's say, Bing or Google or Yahoo and check your page, you will see the meta description is, let's say, it's updated and the content is also updated. Does that make sense? So yeah, so let's go and recap real quick. The first one is make sure you determine what kind of call to action do you need on your website, whether it's call now, subscribe to the list, or submit a form. Then secondly, make sure you use some type of lead capture, and there's so many software out there that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes. Number 3, make sure that your website works on all the browsers. And number 4, it has to be a responsive base design. And number 5, make sure you add the social media icons either below your blog post or somewhere in the corner. Yes, you should also use yes, that's true. The Bing Webmaster Tool, yes, that's another awesome tool. Absolutely. Then, if you want to have the user get a better experience, add the chat box if you want, so you can engage with them through that. Make sure the website is fast. Number 7, and last but not least, make sure you always test and monitor using the Google Analytics or Bing Webmaster Tool or Google Search Console. Keep making sure that every other week or every month, see what's going on, what's happening, because you want to improve your website, and not just for the better user experience, but also to make sure that those strategies will make your visitor convert into paying customers. So let me share with you some of those stuff that we talked about. Let me go ahead and flip this camera. So there you go. I'm not sure y'all can see this, but let's see. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Let's go right here. So if you want to use any type of lead capture software, there's so many email providers out there. You can look at Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft. Sometimes we call it Confusionsoft. Anyway, Greenrope. There's so many out there. I recommend, if you're a beginner, start with MailChimp. They do have a free version. But if you want to use the autoresponder, you have to pay them, I think, like $10 a month. Okay, so if any of one of you use this, you're on the right track. The second one, we talked about the website has to work on multiple browsers, right? So there's a tool for that. Let's see. There's a tool for that called browsershots.org. So check it out, browsershots.org. So you can go ahead and put your website out there. On that website, it will tell you exactly how it works on all of them. Thanks, Melissa. Okay, so make sure you write it down. Zoopim lets you monitor and chat with visitors surfing your show in real time. That's awesome. I'm going to check it out, Jeremy. Zoopim. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Zoopim. Zipim. I should call it Zipim. Okay, so browser shots. The one that I'm showing to you, Chris, they are usified. But for the new stuff that Jeremy's sharing with me, I got to check it out. Okay, so write down these browsershots.org. Thank you, Melissa. then in order for you to see if your website is mobile friendly, you can go to Google and type Google mobile friendly, and you are going to get this link. Usually it's too long, so what I did, I set up a bit.ly, bit.ly/Yusufied mobile. Make sure the Y is capital and the M is capital, but that way it will take you directly to that link. And just go ahead and put your website, and Google will tell you whether this is mobile friendly or not. If it's not, it will give you some steps and instruction on how to make it mobile friendly. Thank you for the heart, appreciate it. And if you don't know how to do coding or how to fix it, just send it to your developers. Okay, so make sure you search for mobile friendly test by Googling, or you can just go to this link, bit.ly. Thank you, Melissa, appreciate it. You rock. /Yusufied mobile with capital Y, capital M. All right, this is the one that Jared from WPFixit.com uses it for his website. It's called the Pure Chat. It's not free though. I think they have a free version. Just double check. So if you want to add some awesome element in your website where you can engage with your visitors, so I highly recommend that you check this. Spread a link, light, shrink beauty, track, manage, and share your URL on all for your website WordPress. Awesome, Jeremy. Thank you. Please, if you have anything that I didn't cover, feel free to share, and please follow Jeremy because he's been sharing awesome stuff, and also follow Melissa. She's been helping us here today. I really appreciate it. Okay, so Pure Chat, that's the one to have some type of chat box on your website. Thank you, Melissa. Pure Chat, yeah. Okay, now GTmetrix is another website that I use to check the speed of the website. At the same time, it will tell you if your website is in WordPress. It will give you some steps and tools on how to speed it up. The only advice I'm going to give you, do not use a Total 3 cache plugin, because for some reason they're having some issues. Do not use that, okay? But do use this website called GTmetrix.com. Thank you, GTmetrix.com. Go ahead and enter your website and see what does it tell you. What's the score? Make sure you get like A, not C or D or B. Okay, so that's GTmetrix for you. The other one here from Google. Again, if you go to Google, just type Google speed test or Google page speed test. Again, the URL is not user friendly, so I made it easier for you. Just give me, let me drink a glass of water here. So I made it easier for you to remember. Just go to bit.ly/Yusufied speed test, capital Y, capital S, capital T. So you can either Google it, Google speed test, or just go to that link and it will take you directly. Then you can put your website, then double check and see what's the speed level and how you can fix it. Okay. And by the way, anytime you get stuck with these tools and if you don't understand how it works, feel free to contact me. Just look me up in Twitter or Facebook, anywhere. Send me questions, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Christina in the house. By the way, everyone, if you're interested in fashion, we have Christina. She's a fashion blogger here locally. She's amazing. So if you're interested in her scope, follow her. Okay. LaShonda in the house too. Woohoo! All right. Great people coming in. All right, so speed test, go ahead and check this website. When you go to Google, type Google speed test, or go to that link bit.ly/Yusufied speed test. Make sure the Y and the S and the T are caps. What up? The sky is up. Okay, here's the one, Google Analytics. Like I said, very, very important. I mean, this is a must for any website. You have to have both of them. The Google Analytics, and it's very hard for me to say Google Analytics. I'm just going to call it GA. Okay, like a true gangster. Okay, I'm going to call it GA. So let's call it GA, and it's free. You can have up to like 100 accounts, so make sure you log in with the Gmail account. And for that, I highly recommend that you use a plugin from Yoast. It's a Yoast Google Analytics plugin. They also have Yoast SEO. Okay, so make sure you use those two plugins. So once you set up your account with Analytics, configure it with your website, give it like 24 hours, then go back and check and see what's going on. Okay. Google Webmaster Tool, aka Google Search Console. This is also another must-have tool for your website. You can use the same email address, and the link is very easy to remember: google.com/webmaster. And I think for the analytics was google.com/analytics, and for the webmaster tool, google.com/webmaster. Thank you, Christina, for sharing. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Any question? No? We good? You guys are great. Ladies are awesome. Okay. here's another cool tool called Crazy Egg. So what Crazy Egg does, it will show you the heat map. Basically, when you put your website, it will tell you exactly where people are looking on your site. So give an idea whether this image, whether this portion of the website maybe is not, good for them. So I can change the design or the layout based on how they, look at the site. So Crazy Egg, it's pretty cool. Check it out. Thank you. Mouse Flow, I haven't used it, but a lot of my associates asked me to check it out. It's similar to Crazy Egg, so that's why I'm basically sharing this with you. So if you get a chance, you can check it out. Mouse Flow. It is similar to what you call it, Crazy Egg. You love eggs? Yeah. Chris love eggs. Okay. This is another awesome service. It's not free, called user testing. So let's say you built a website, you built a mobile app. You can pay them, I believe, $49 per person, so they can do a test. Melissa says bacon. So they can do a test and give you an honest feedback. They will do a video and they will give you honest feedback from the perspective of the user, from the front end. So it's an awesome service. I've been using it for some of my clients based on the request. So you can check it out, user testing. And there are many out there. I think there's another one I just saw it in Facebook today called We Walk or something. I have to double check. But go ahead and check user testing. And if you want to invest in it, just to see how it turns out, you can do it. But you don't have to. But we use this, so that's why. The last one is called Inspect Lit. Inspect Lit. The cool thing about this tool, what it does is it shows you, like in real time, similar to what Jeremy said, what the users are doing. It records the activity of the visitor. If somebody comes to your website and they move around, you have to basically put some type of code, like a script, on the back end of your website. So when they move around on your website from page to page, it actually records that. Which is kind of crazy, but it's actually cool. So check it out if you're interested, see if this is something going to help you. But if you want to use the free version, just stick with Analytics, Google Analytics, and the Google Web Master tool. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip the screen. Hurry. Okay. All right. So there you go for today's scope. If y'all have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And thank you for those delicious hearts. I guess I'm going to eat them. So let me know if there's any more question. If there's any other topic you want me to cover, maybe show you how to browse through the Google Analytics or understand how the Webmaster tool is set up. Or maybe talk about the most common mistake when it comes to doing on-site SEO on the website. So, Brandon, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it. If you like this content, please share it. If you enjoyed and learned something today, give me this heart. I usually don't like to ask because I'm focusing on. I just want to give you something, and I want to focus on the value. And at the same time, please don't drive and scope. Okay. If you're watching this, you can listen in your car, but don't do like that, and you're gonna end up hitting somebody. We don't want that to happen. Okay. So thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you next time, folks. See you all later. What is this? Thanks for that is oh yes, the meetup. Thanks, Melissa. We're gonna also broadcast some of our meetup coming this month, starting on the 17th. So I'll see you all later. Take care. Thank you. Come on. Sit down. There you go.